think we're now recording for the second part of the ELT125 section 3 on October the 15th. Catalina, anytime you want, please. Thank you, Fernanda.
Okay, functions of intonation. The indexical function, just as with other pronunciation features, intonations may act as a marker of personal or social identity. What makes mothers sound like mothers, lovers sound like lovers, lawyers sound like lawyers, clergymen
Yes.
like that, clergymen sound like clergymen. Newsreaders sound like newsreaders. Officials sound like officials. Partly their characteristic intonation.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, if you can imagine a mother talking to her child, you can figure out that they have a specific intonation pattern. If you think about the guys here, a lawyer, right? A lawyer defending someone, right, at a court. The accused person is not guilty, and I'm going to prove that he was not at the scene of the crime or in the crime scene. And all the facts and the evidence that I'm going to show you will lead you to that conclusion that my client is innocent. All right? So the guy's trying to convince, the guy's trying to persuade other people about someone else's innocence, right? Now, this other person will try to convince us about having a more moral or ethical behavior. So it's going to be more inviting, right? Right. So, dear fellow man, right? We are united here, or we are in this reunion, in order to find an answer to the prayers that we have all been giving last session. And I'm going to invite you to pray with me in order to get in contact with our Creator. So it's going to be less aggressive. The lawyer might be very aggressive, right? The clergy, the priest can be more inviting. The tone can be less, a little bit slower, maybe, right? More articulated than the lawyer. And then you have the news anchor, or the one who's reading the news on TV. And, the guy's going to say, good evening, these are the news. And in very factual, right? There was a bomb in Beirut yesterday night and killed 3 members of a family. So the guy's probably not going to show any emotions, right? There's no attachment to the piece of news. The person can be talking about the death of 3 people and then moving on to a different topic, which will have a different connotation. And essentially, it's going to be hard for us to perceive any emotions. We're not going to see this person be laughing or smiling or being sad. I mean, things change, but in general, they're not expected to engage in terms of emotionally speaking, right? And then when you hear someone like a police officer, for example, would you recognize a police officer because of the tone? Would you recognize?
Yes.
Yes? Yes? Okay. So personal identity, a personal marker, or a social identity, which is you have a profession or you belong to a specific trade. So you sort of start talking like the people that are part of your trade. You sound like a psychologist, you sound like a teacher, you sound like a doctor, you sound like someone who is a part of a specific community. Okay, because if you are a If you are a psychologist, you're not, people don't expect you to sound like a military. The other way around. If you are a military guy, right? You're expected to give commands, right? And you're expected to always sort of using falling intonation with your commands, and not speaking like you wouldn't be able, you wouldn't be perceived as true, speaking like a psychologist if you were a military man. So that's interesting, right? The functions of intonation, that this indexical function is associated with the way that we speak when we belong to a specific trade, profession, or a group, a community, right? We all tend to sound sort of, or having or sharing some particular items, right? So that is interesting about this indexical function. I'm going to invite Juan Alfaro and Miguel Poblete. Juan and Miguel, could you read the next slide, please? Because the next slide has a series of sentences, so you take turns. One of you read the first one. For example, Juan, you read the first one, then Miguel, that's the next one. And then Juan, and then Miguel, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Following intonation in the most common intonation pattern in English. It's commonly found in statements, commands, WH questions, information questions, confirmatory questions, tags, and exclamation. Sorry.
Nice to meet you. I'll be back in a minute. She doesn't live here anymore. Dad wants to change his car. Here is the weather forecast. Cloudy weather is expected at the end of the week. We should work together more often. I'm going for a walk in the park.
All right. Thank you very much, Juan and Miguel. I actually wanted you to take turns, so one of you read the first one, and then Miguel, then Juan, and then Miguel, and then Juan.
Sorry.
All right. That's all right. That's all right. Now, let's. I liked the way that Juan read the first section, confirmatory question tags, right, and exclamations. So these are the type of utterances that in which you are expected to use following intonation, right? A statement like "Nice to meet you." I'll be back in a minute. So remember that "Nice to meet you." I'll be back in a minute. In a minute, not in a minute. So she doesn't live here anymore. She doesn't live here anymore. Dad wants to change his car. Not Dad wants to change his car. Okay, so the idea is that the last element here, by the last element, I mean, for example, minute, anymore, car, forecast, should have a following intonation. Minute, anymore, car, forecast. Cloudy weather is expected at the end of the week. We should work together more often. Okay, so Mirai, can you try 2 sentences, please? This time with a following intonation. Thank you.
Okay. Nice to meet you. I'll be back in a minute. She doesn't live here anymore. Dad wants to change his car. Here is the weather forecast. Cloudy weather is expected at the end of the week. We should work together more often. I'm going for a walk in the park.
Excellent. Very, very well done. Very, very well done. Thank you so much. Good job. And I would like to hear Juan. Juan, could you read a couple of them, please? A couple of them?
Yes, teacher, sorry.
Thank you.
The last 3 ones?
Okay.
Cloudy weather is expected at the end of the week. We should walk together more often. I'm going for a walk in the park.
Excellent. Good job, both of you. Congratulations. Congratulations. You got it all correct. And I would like to have 2 more volunteers, quotation marks, right? Valentina Negrete and William Gonzalez. Same thing. You take turns. First Valentina, and then William, and then Valentina, and then William, then Valentina, and then William. All right?
Right.
Thank you.
I go first.
All right.
Okay. Write your name here.
Show me what you written.
Leave it on the desk.
Take the picture down.
Throw that out.
Put your books on the table.
Take your hands out of your pockets.
Wow, very impressive. You sound scary, guy. You sound scary.
Sorry.
I was afraid of you guys for a moment. So yeah, these are commands. So write your name here. Show me what you've written. Show me what you've written, young lady, young man. Show me what you've written. Good. Can you think about this question is for everyone, all right? Everyone in the room. Can you think about a statement or a command? A new one, please. Think about one that's not here. Anything in which you're using following intonation.
Get out.
Get out. Excellent. Any other?
Get up.
Get up. Excellent. Get up. Get up. Come on. Get up. Any other statement or command?
Stop doing that.
Perfect. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, please. You don't look nice. Stop doing that. Excellent. All right. Any other?
Sit down.
Sit down. Excellent. Sit down. Sit down.
Shut up, maybe?
Excellent. Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. All right. Statements and commands. Following intonation, right? Always following intonation, because in a command you want to be taken serious, right? Seriously. Therefore, you're using a following intonation, not a rising intonation. With a rising intonation, you may sound that you're not secure, that you don't know what you're talking about, or that you really are not very confident, okay? Nelson and Fernando Ramirez, I need your help, please, with the next slide. Same thing, you take turns. One starts, then the other one continues, all right? Here we go. Thank you.
Okay. What country do you come from?
Okay.
Oh, yep.
Okay, so Nelson says, I like to do that, but here's there's a lot of noise, so you cannot hear me. Okay, so Fernando, you're going to take up this on your shoulders, on your own.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where do you where do you work? Which of them do you prefer? When does the shop open? How many books have you bought? Which cut is yours? Whose bag is this?
Excellent, Fernando. Thank you so much. Wonderful. It's hard to get used to following intonation for WH questions. In general, you're expected to do this. Of course, people can say, where do you work? Where do you work? Using rising intonation, specifically to show interest. When you want to show interest in the other, in what the other person is saying, you usually tend to rise your voice, or use you tend to use rising intonation because you sound nicer. You sound that you are actually paying attention and that you're interested, basically. But in general, with a WH question, you're expected to use a following intonation, the last element, right? So what country do you come from? What country do you come from? Where do you work? Which of them do you prefer? When does the shop open? How many books have you bought? Which coat is yours? You can say which coat is yours? The green one or the yellow one? The green one will have a rising intonation, or the yellow one will have a falling intonation because you're offering a choice of two elements. Which coat is yours? Which coat is yours? is yours. Falling intonation, WH question. The green one, the yellow one, the red one, or the black one. You see that I'm using rising intonation when I'm listing, and I'm using rising intonation for the first three elements. Don't remember the colors, but I remember the last one was the black one. So the black one would have a falling intonation because it is the last item of the list. Whose bag is this? Whose bag is this? Is it Fernando's? Is it Fernando's? Is it Fernando's? I'm using a rising intonation because it's a yes or no question. Yep. But since this is a WH question, you are expected to use a falling intonation. Okay, that's the idea, guys. I'm going to invite. I'm sorry, I know Camilo Leon's microphone is not working, so I'm going to invite Camilo and Jolie to take turns with the next section, all right? Is that okay with you guys?
All right.
Yes, teacher.
All right, off you go whenever you want.
Okay, do I have to read okay, from the beginning, right? Question tag that are a statement. Okay, question tag that are a statement requesting a confirmation rather than question. Not all tag questions are really questions. Some of them merely ask for confirmation or invite agreement. In which case we use a falling tone at the end. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. He thinks he's so clever, doesn't he?
Can you repeat, please? I'm kind of have issues in connection here.
He thinks he's so clever, doesn't he?
She is such a meaning isn't she? Sorry.
I failed the test because I didn't revise, didn't I? Did I? Sorry.
It doesn't seem to bother. Yes, it doesn't seem to bother him much. I cannot see the word because the teacher have the. Okay, does he? Thank you. Does it?
Yes, excellent. So we have these question tags or tag questions. I call them, I think, question tags. No, tag questions. No, I call them question tags because both names are right. And it's basically this last section, right? Doesn't he? Isn't she? Did I? Does it? And the question tags may have a rising intonation or a falling intonation or a full rising intonation depending on what you want to say. So in this case, falling intonation, a falling intonation means that essentially these are not questions. You're not expecting the answer of the speaker, of the other speaker. He thinks he's so clever, doesn't he? He thinks he's so clever, doesn't he? She's such a nuisance, isn't she? Isn't she? I failed the test because I didn't revise, did I? It doesn't seem to bother him much, does it? Does it? Okay, so falling intonation, in this case, you're not actually expecting a confirmation from the other speaker, right? Because essentially you are stating your opinion. It would be different if you say, he thinks he's so clever, doesn't he? Or, doesn't seem to bother him much, does it? Does it? Does it? You're raising your voice, using rising intonation. Therefore, you're inviting the other person to answer this question. Does it? Does it bother him much? No? Yes? What do you think? But in this case, we're using falling intonation in the question tag. Therefore, this is you're stating your opinion. You're not pretty much waiting for a confirmation from any other speaker because this is what you think. You don't want anyone to answer this, actually. He thinks he's so clever, doesn't he? Doesn't he? She's such a nuisance. She's such a pain in the neck. She's such a problem. I really don't like her. She's such a nuisance, isn't she? Isn't she? Okay, so that's the idea with these question tags having a following intonation, because you have your own opinion. You're not maybe trying to convince someone else. Hopefully they agree with you, but if not, I think you're fine with that. But when you are using a rising intonation in a question tag, you actually are waiting for a confirmation. You're waiting for an answer, and you want the other speaker to say something about this. Okay, and the last of the following intonation groups is the exclamations, right? Exclamations. Oh, sorry. Do you have any examples that you can add to this WH questions here or question tags? Can we add at least 3 here? 3 more examples and 3 more examples here? Can you think of any?
Where's he from?
Excellent. We have 1. Any other? Can you think about any other WH question or statement with the question tag? If you don't know how to use the question tag, I can help you with that.
What is your favorite band?
Excellent. What is your favorite band? What is your favorite band? What is your favorite band? What is your favorite
What is
band?
your name?
Excellent. Okay, here we have the 3 WH questions. Can we have 3 examples for question tags?
She likes Pink Floyd, doesn't she?
All right. She likes Pink Floyd, doesn't she? She likes Pink Floyd, doesn't she? Doesn't she? Pink Floyd. That's such an awful band. She likes Pink Floyd, doesn't she? Doesn't she? All right, excellent. Can we have another example for a question tag?
You're the teacher, aren't you?
You are the teacher, aren't you? Why do you teach us? You are the teacher, aren't you? Excellent. Very well example. Can we have another one, please?
He's a student, doesn't he?
He was a student, wasn't he? He was a student, wasn't he? And I saw him always sitting on the lawn, smoking, playing the guitar, singing karaoke. He was a student here, wasn't he? All right. I'm sorry if my comments were offensive for some of you, but myself, I used to sing a lot when I was in as undergraduate student. Okay, so exclamations. That's the next. And I would like to have 1 volunteer, please, pretty please. How about Diana Marin? Thank you, Diana.
Yeah, I'm here. How nice of you. That's just what I needed. You don't say. What a beautiful voice. That's a surprise.
All right, good job. Good job. How nice of you. How nice of you. That's just what I needed. That's just what I needed. You don't say. You don't say. I mean, don't say it again. You don't say. What a beautiful voice. What a beautiful voice. That's a surprise. That's a surprise. Excellent. So you see exclamations tend to have more prominent element before and a following intonation in the end. Can you think about three other exclamations that we can use here as another example? Can we think about three more exclamations that we can use here in order to complement these examples?
I'm looking forward to you.
Okay, I'm looking forward to you, or looking forward to meeting you, all right? I'm looking forward to meeting you. Excellent, excellent. Very well. Can we have another one, please?
The meal was so good.
The meal was so good. Excellent, excellent, very well done. Can we have another one, please? Just one more.
That's fantastic.
I hate you.
That's fantastic, excellent. And the other one was?
I said I hate you, but I don't know if it's right.
I hate you. I hate you. Excellent. I hate you. Very well done. I hate you. Yeah, wonderful. The emphasis on the verb, right? In this case, the emphasis is on the verb, and still we can have a fallen intonation. Very, very well done. Rising intonation, and I need two volunteers to have the same take turn. I would like to have Daniela Ibarra and Elizabeth Mejias. Is that all right for you guys? Daniela and Elizabeth Mejias?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Take turns, please.
Who starts?
Do you like any teacher?
Have you finished already?
May I borrow your dictionary?
Do you have any magazines?
I can see the last one. Teacher, I can see the last one. Last one.
Teacher, you are mute.
Teacher, you're mute.
Thank you. Sorry. So the last one says, do you sell stamps? Do you sell stamps?
Okay, so do you sell stamps?
Exactly. So do you like the new teacher? Have you finished already? May I borrow your dictionary? Do you have any magazines? Okay, so the rising intonation, as you can read here, invites the speaker to continue talking, right? Invites the other person to answer, actually, to give an answer. And same ladies, could you take the next one, please?
Daniela, do you want to start?
Okay. We've met already, haven't we?
You like fish, don't you?
You are a new student, aren't you?
The view is beautiful, isn't it?
Excellent. Well done, ladies. Very, very well done. So show uncertainty. So the speaker is not sure. The speaker doesn't know the answer, and that's why the rising intonation is applied. Right? We already met, haven't we? Haven't we? Haven't we? Don't you? Aren't you? Isn't it? Okay. Very, very clear, crystal clear. Don't you? Aren't you? Isn't it? Because if you say, if you use a different intonation pattern, don't you, aren't you, isn't it, the implication might be different, right? We might be using sarcasm We might be mocking at the other speaking, making fun of the other speaker, or actually expressing our disbelief that actually we don't believe what the other speaker is saying. For example, I'm talking to someone and the other person says to me, so you're a teacher, aren't you? So you're a teacher, aren't you? Okay. Because you don't look like a teacher to me, aren't you? So the implication of a full rise tone would be different than an implication of just a rising intonation. Don't you? Aren't you? Isn't it? You sincerely want to have an answer from the other speaker, therefore you're using a rising intonation, right? And let's take a look at the last one that we're going to be reviewing. But before moving to that one, can I have 3 examples for the first group and 3 examples for the second one, if you don't mind, of course?
It could be, it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Okay, perfect. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Isn't it? Excellent. All right, how about another one? Anyone, a yes or no question or a question tag?
Do you have any questions?
All right. Do you have any questions? Excellent. Do you have any questions?
You are a teacher, aren't you?
You are a teacher, aren't you? Excellent. You are a teacher, aren't you? Very well done. Can we have 2 more examples for yes or no questions, or 1 more for a question tag? Can we have 2 more examples?
Do you like pets?
Do you like pets? Excellent. Do you like pets? Can we have another example for a yes or no question?
Maybe does your brother lives here?
Does your brother live here? Excellent. Does your brother live here? Very well done. Can we have 1 more tag question here?
You ate the cookies, didn't you?
You ate the cookies, didn't you? All right, excellent. You ate the cookies, didn't you? All right. All right, very well done. Very well done. The reason why I'm asking you to produce your own sentences is to see if you can apply to a new context the information that is provided, right? So that's basically the idea, the application of this with a new context, and particularly context that you are creating using these elements as examples. And the last topic, or the last element of intonation that we're going to cover today is a rise and fall intonation, all right? Rise and fall intonation. And I would like to have 2 more volunteers. In this case, any volunteer?
Me, teacher.
Okay, Juan and Diana, can you 2 work together?
Okay.
Thank you. Anytime you want.
Okay. We have to read all or just the examples?
Oh, that's a great example. Do we have to read all or just the examples? Great. Excellent. All right. Good example. I'm going to mark it here, right? I'm going to mark it here. Do we have to read all or just examples? Excellent. All right, move on, guys. Chop, keep going.
Okay. We use rise-fall intonation for choices, lists, unfinished thoughts, and conditional sentences.
Are you having soup or salad?
Is John leaving on Thursday or Friday?
Does he speak German or French?
Is your name Ava or Eva? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but
Excellent, guys. Very, very well done. Very well done. So, two choices. Rising intonation, the first choice, falling intonation, the second one. Perfect. Are you having soup or salad? Is John leaving on Thursday or Friday? Excellent. Very, very well done. And you guys, same guys, with the next examples, please. Whenever you want.
List. Intonation falls on the last item to show that the list is finished.
we got apples, pears, banana, and orange.
The sweater comes in blue, white, pink, and black.
I like football, tennis, basketball, and volleyball.
I bought a t-shirt, a skirt, and a handbag.
Excellent. Excellent. Very well done. So in this case, we see rise and fall intonation that is used for choices, like in this example, we have two choices on the left, right? Lists that we have right here on the right, right? Unfinished thoughts and conditional sentences, which are not here. But in the case of the right side here, we have that the falling intonation, right, is used in the last element of the list. When the list is finished, right? The list is finished, right, like in oranges, black, volleyball, and handbag, right? That's the end of list, right? So very well done, guys. You rated excellent. We got apples, pears, bananas, and oranges. So we need to think about always the last element as having fallen intonation. So guys, this is the last slide, but we need to get 3 examples for each, and we already have one for the left side. Can you think about 2 examples for choices and 3 examples for lists?
Are you a cat or dog person?
Excellent. Very, very good choice. Very good example.
Do you want to go out
Very well
today
done.
or tomorrow?
Perfect. Very good example. Excellent. So can we have 3 more examples for the section on the right, please? If you don't know, I'm sorry, if you don't have a microphone working or a working microphone, you can type the answer on the chat box, right? Because I'm trying to continuously check. William.
I think an example for the right. Okay.
Okay, go for it.
I ate beans. I ate beans, orange, and fruit.
Perfect. So I ate beans, oranges, and fruit. Excellent. Very well done. We have a very good example there. Thank you, William. Can I have another one, please? 2 more to go. 2 more, and we finish the session for today.
Today I have grammar and phonetics.
Excellent. Today, but that's the example for. Oh, you're not offering a choice. You're actually listing. Yes, you're right. You're listing 2 elements. Harder. No. You're right. You're right. Today I have grammar and phonetics. Yeah, you're totally fine. You're good. One more example, please.
I like some eggs, some milk, some cheese, and some bread.
Perfect. Excellent. Very, very well done. So that's, that will be the end of the session for today. About the function of intonation, remember the attitude function, the function, right? What else? The indexical function, right? The discourse function. And then we covered some aspects connected with intonation, particularly falling intonation, rise in intonation, and rise fall intonation. We talked that falling intonation is usually present in WH questions, statements, commands, right, exclamations, right? And that rise in intonation is usually found in yes or no questions, for instance, right? Tag questions in which you require an answer from the speaker. And rise and fall are essentially found when you are offering choices and when you are listing, right? Specifically in the last element. Next class, we're going to continue with other elements that are part of right, the unfinished thoughts, right? And the conditional sentences, okay? But I think it's time to finish because it has been a lot of information. And next time, we're going to finish the rise and fall intonation. And then I guess we're going to review some aspects that I think Javiera mentioned that are connected with tone, tonality, and tonicity. They are hard to remember. They're called the 3 T's. Tone, tonality, and tonicity starts with T. But essentially, that's what's going to happen next session, right? We're going to be talking about ending this intonation section and talking about the 3 T's, tone, tonality, and tonicity. Probably that with Miss Javiera, guys, all right? So do you have any questions, guys, before we finish the session? Anything that was not clear? Anything that you would like to review again? If there's anything that was not clear or anything that you would like to ask, feel free to send an email, right? Or a message through Teams. Both work for me at least, because I still I get a message in my cell phone with either an email or a message through Teams. So I'll see you next week. Enjoy the rest of the week, guys. You all take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye, teacher.
Bye bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Goodbye,
Bye.
teacher.